thinking when last we did a podcast, and I think it was like early last month, I think. I don't know. But it feels like I haven't seen y'all in a minute, and I love to see y'all. I think the good thing about the podcast as well is that it brings us together. Not just that we talk, but it just brings us together. We can, this whole vibe and just chill out.
Just do what we
drink and do what we do, because we talk all the time. Like we just don't record all the time, but we talk all the time. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad to see y'all again. Familiar faces. We got a good background tonight in terms of like people in the background. Like they're gonna be sharing their views, and we're gonna have some fun. Yeah, clap, guys, clap! Yay! That's it. All right. So how are we gonna do this now? How are we gonna start it? So I guess I know personally I have had an issue with wanting us to be more consistent. And I realized that, life happens. We can't be consistent. We all have stuff that's going on in our lives. It's very understandable. We can't always do a live. We can't always do a recording. By the way, the live last night, this is pre-recorded, but it's fire. Fire. If you ever watched that live was absolute fire. Sean, yeah.
Why?
Sorry, I feel like it's just your live, I feel like the live was just for you, It's like a welcome back, Sean. Hey, how you doing? But it was dope. Enough respect to everybody that came through. But today on this podcast, what we're gonna talk about is just like life, like being happy with the life that you have. You know what I'm saying? Because
right.
Yeah.
It's so it goes back to what you were saying right now, is that sometimes you have to just know when to take your foot off the gas, because we're all ambitious people sitting here. We all have dreams and aspirations. We have that higher goal that we want to reach, but we have to realize that we're so blessed as people, and if we go back to our, early adult years, or our teenage years to where we are now, I'm pretty sure we have advanced so much in life, and sometimes we need to take that time out and stop and be appreciative. That I think we don't do that enough. We put ourselves under constant pressure to be okay. What's the next step? What's the next goal? You have hit goals that you have set 10 years ago, so just stop and appreciate that. And I think we just need to be more mindful of that. There's so many people that they really don't have the luxuries or the things that we have in life, but yet still we feel like we need more.
That's true.
So
I think it's kind of like human nature, right? To always want more, and people say it's greed, but I don't know if it's greed, but it's like, all right, you've done X, Y, Z, you bought a house, you have a car, you can pay the bills. What's next? You're always thinking about what's next. And as you said, instead of thinking, let's just rest a minute and just like appreciate what you have.
But so you see what you just said a while ago? You have a house, you have a car, you have food to eat, you have clothes for wear, right? Those are the main things in life,
That's true.
Those are your needs, right? We get so caught up in wants, and think that, we have to get this and we have to get. No, you don't have to. It's something that you would want, but you don't need to.
That's true.
But sometimes you just have, you have a nice house. Okay, I have a nice house. Okay, you have, a nice car to drive. No people that want even a mash-up car for drive and can't even drive it. Them have to walk barefoot.
That's true.
So I feel like we have to find that balance of being ambitious and wanting more, but also being appreciative and being content with what we have.
That's true.
Balance.
That's true. That's a fun. Mr. Pierre, you're quiet over there. What are you thinking about, sir?
Well, obviously this topic is close to home for me, but the one thing that I just don't hear said in the share so far is intentionality.
Okay.
Right? Like, our wants are driven by our dreams and our desires, you know? And we usually allow ourselves to get caught up or overwhelmed in the things that we want to achieve, right? But we don't give ourselves like the runway to create these things sometimes, you know? We overwork ourselves from a place of trying to create versus, hey, you have your entire life to achieve what you want to achieve. Who says you have to complete X, Y, and Z
By this time.
By this time, right?
Yeah.
Right? So what is our intentionality to live our life and reward ourselves? Right? And that's the piece of the conversation that for me is different. It's like, what's the intentionality in that? Like, what is our purpose in enjoying these moments or this experience, right?
So
Yeah.
I have a question for you, right? So I'm pretty sure when we were all going to high school or maybe college, you know, we all used to speak to our friends and we used to say, yo, when we get to this age, we want to be rich,
Yeah.
right? We are at that age now. Are we rich?
Rich in love.
We're
Yeah,
rich in
I'm
love,
rich. I'm
but
rich
we're
in
not
my
rich in
life.
money. But when we were talking about rich that time, we were talking about rich in money, right?
I don't know.
No, we
what-
were.
We were. That's the rich that we were talking
We were
about.
talking
at that
about
time.
rich in money. Definitely. We were talking about rich in money.
But
Yeah.
right now, we're not rich. But we still have that desire to earn more, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, we're in our late 30s, most of us, right? And we talked about it last night. Late 30s, basically, you're hitting that 40-year-old mark.
Oh, God.
Life expectancy is within the 70s, 80-year-old range on average. So basically, we're going downhill now in life.
Halfway point, right?
We're at the halfway point. So where do you draw that line and say, yo, all right, let's stop trying to think too far out and just be like, yeah, all right, we're still gonna be ambitious, but let's just focus on what we have and be thankful for what we have. And just try to maintain and do.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I agree with you. I think, unfortunately, it sounds easier than it actually is. Especially if you have always trying to be like, always trying to improve yourself. You know, you're very hard on yourself. For me, I'm my biggest critic. Sorry. And I'm always trying to improve myself. There's this concept called Kaizen, which is the Chinese, Japanese for continuous improvement.
Yeah.
You know, and that's something that is definitely a mantra of mine. I'm always trying to improve myself, whether it's small steps to achieve a larger goal. You know what I'm saying? What that larger goal is? There's
What is
multiple
it?
goals. Oh, you want to say something, Stu?
So I think Reese is someone we should definitely bring in on this topic because he comes from we all know Reese.
Yeah, we know Reese.
And Reese has always been, continuous improvement. You have to be better than you were yesterday. You have to be great. So I think you have a good segue to bring into this.
Yeah, as much as I think of, we want to be at a point where, we can really have more time back for ourselves, do what we want to do and this and that. I feel like there's always going to be that thought or feeling of, man, even I just think of retiring and just having all the time in the world to do whatever. And I feel like I'm not accomplishing anything, I think that's going to be that's a human thing as well.
Yeah.
That you want to feel like you have a purpose, even like with my grandfather.
Yeah, what do you want to accomplish? What is the heights of your accomplishment in your mind where you want to reach?
The height of accomplishment is just that's different for everybody, but for me, it's making sure that my family is taken care of, the ones that come after me, having a life insurance policy, not having to worry about people and their well-being that rely on me once I'm gone, kind of thing,
And if you don't reach that height that you set, would you feel like you failed in life?
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Why?
Not
Why?
failing life. Sorry.
Oh.
And I answered that too quick before.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I failed in life, but I feel like, I didn't quite check that off the list.
But I strongly believe that that's not good. You're a great dude, dog, and from where you're coming from to where you are now, you have done so much good things in your life. You take care of your family. You have a nice wife. You're able to
A lovely wife.
You know,
Kim.
Exactly, Kim, which is right here. You know, and you're still making strides. So why would you even feel like, you know, like you didn't accomplish what you needed to accomplish? You accomplished a lot. You accomplished a lot more than a lot. You know, so it's like. That's just my feeling.
Yeah, but as
I'm still trying to improve myself. Don't get me wrong.
We can always do that.
I've been doing that, and I'm continuing to do that. But at the same time, I always check myself and be like, "Fang,
Look back.
where am I coming from?
How far you come? Yeah.
I'm a 38-year-old dude now. I'm able to say that I did this and I did this and I did this. Okay, instead of just thinking about the future and what I still need to do. Okay. Yo, big up yourself, my youth. You do good. Are you doing good? Even if you're not able to do that much more, just congratulate yourself. We need to big up yourself.
Can I ask you a question, Bang? When you do that though, you congratulate yourself and thing, right?
Right?
Do you feel fulfilled at that point? Like, I really reach a place in my life, I feel good about where I'm at? Or do you actually
Yes.
think about it for a second and you go back to okay, you know what, the future?
I do. I feel good about where I'm at. And I still would want to do more, but I'm not gonna beat myself up about it.
Yeah.
That's just my perception of it. Like, I'm never gonna beat myself up. So if next year I wanted to hit this milestone, but I'm able to hit this milestone instead, I'm gonna say, okay, I didn't meet this part, but I made this. Congratulations, my youth.
But I always wonder about that because somebody said it's like human nature earlier, but why is it that we get to a certain level and it's like we don't even realize that we did that. It's like we're just kind of existing, right? We're like, we're here now. But it's like it don't feel like we're reaching nowhere.
And that is
years ago, this is a place where we're
that is the point that I'm trying to bring across. We need to check ourselves, stop, congratulate ourselves, look at where we're coming from, look at where we're at now.
I think
and keep on striving, But
a part of that is not only about making it to where you want to be, but it's also about maintaining
where you are.
So
true.
You can't keep slamming the gas and accelerating, and the RPMs are going up. Maybe you have to keep it at a certain level. Slow it down.
Definitely.
So definitely, it's not just getting there.
No, it's not. It's not a break. It's not a break.
You still have to keep some kind of
exactly.
fire.
But it's like when
you take your ease off for the truck a little bit. And just
when
cruise.
you can't get comfortable usually because
cruise control and then you press gas again.
Yeah. What I'm saying, you usually acquire more bills, more cost as you get to certain levels. Not true.
Yeah, because what I was going to say is the part in that I would see as a challenge is how do you continue to be that person that's been driving you through your life, say if things don't start going well? What if your partner isn't in it in the same way with you anymore and isn't as supportive and as excited as they once were? They just don't wake up the same anymore. How do you continue to be that person when that happens?
You throw a wrench right there and there now, because I think that's the key thing that we haven't even spoke about is we have that goal, we have that mindset. But if you and your partner are not really aligned, that becomes a problem,
Yeah.
Because it's no longer about you want the gas anymore.
That becomes a problem.
It completely takes your full control out of it.
Yeah, and it's something that they kind of spoke to yesterday on the live when they're talking about leadership, right? In terms of what they look for in a man, right? And it's leadership in terms of the pathway for the partnership to go. You know what I'm saying? In terms of what you want to achieve, in terms of what you guys want to achieve as a couple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's to make sure that if you guys are make sure that you guys are continuously aligned and you are, as you say, take stock and say, okay, we've reached here. Let's just enjoy it. But let's not put our foot off of the pedal. We're still going towards that particular location, that destination, right? We may not be going as fast as we want to, but you know what? We're still going along that road. You know what I'm saying? And the key thing is to understand is that in that road, just like Jamaican roads, there are going to be potholes, right? And you have to maneuver through those potholes. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Yes.
Well, so
Oh, sorry.
I want to go back to what we were talking about last night. So I have a dear friend of mine in Jamaica. So her grandmother was all about, being successful, doing what she can for the family, and putting the max effort trying to make sure everybody good, right? So fast forward to a point in her life, she became ill and she was on her deathbed, right? So on her deathbed, my friend went to visit the grandma, and the grandma looked at her and said, you know what? I've done everything in life for the family, and what I regret is that I don't have any fond memories of doing anything for myself, and I'm dying. So she was so determined to make money, make sure everybody good, everybody have a house, everybody have a nice sum of money when she die and leave. And it just kind of hit home for me. And that's why I'm expressing, say, sometimes if you're making strides in life, you have to just check yourself and know that you have to be appreciative. Because, what if we were so focused on driven and being ambitious and not doing anything for ourselves, not appreciating ourselves, and then we pass away? How would you feel?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At the same time, when I say with your partner you're working towards a goal, you also have to enjoy life.
Yeah.
You and your partner have to enjoy life,
Right.
Because, as we all know, life is extremely short.
Yeah.
It is.
If you don't live in the moment, then why?
Yeah,
What are you doing it for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the
What are you doing it
paycheck
for? Yeah.
What's all of that for
Yeah.
if you're not living in the moment, right?
For the gram, yo.
For the gram. For the gram, bro. For the gram,
Yeah.
baby.
Because
That's true, though.
that's the craziest thing about my current job. At the end of the day, as much as I appreciate what I have there,
Yeah.
it is because it reminds me to live my life every day, right? And that's it.
How does it remind you to live your life?
Because I get challenged every day.
Okay.
I literally have to come up with goals every week around what am I creating in my life. Yeah, cool. A job will have you have metrics that move the business forward. But the fact that my actual bosses have a quarterly plan where I'm reporting on what I'm working on for my health and exercise, my personal development.
In your quarterly plan?
Yeah.
They care about you in your quarterly plan?
And they've actually challenged me on how I work on it.
Canada, bro.
It's kind of.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Yeah,
that's not happening here.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If it wasn't for them, I literally just had this chat with my VP the other day, because he called me about me being in the hospital the other day, and we had a chat, and I fully told him, I was like, the one thing that I appreciate about who he is for me in my life is the fact that it's those moments when I don't see a distinction in between him being my boss or being someone that's a support system in my life. And we can have an honest conversation around, hey, how are you dealing with roadblocks in life? And how do you want to have this look in your career? How does this affect your job? What do you want to do about it? Because he's like, you can sit there and throw a pity party. He sat there and he's like, he talked to me about his dad. And he's like, yo, my dad did not handle this the way you did. He threw a fucking pity party. And he's like, I'm very proud that it took you 3 days to get to where you're at. And just to hear and have people like that, of like mind, who could be exciting and talk about, hey, what are you going to do to turn this around? How do you make that positive? It makes a drastic difference, man. And it's exciting. But we've talked about this,
Yeah.
doesn't frigging exist on here. And it also doesn't exist in the community for black men. Right? Places to have conversations like that and approach people to touch on topics that are not normal don't exist.
That's what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. And the resources are also not there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it takes resources to make changes and create dialogues. And that's the hard part. You know?
Facts.
Right? And but it's also at the same time, how do we make it fun? How do we show what's possible? You know? Right? Like, how do we do more than just have a conversation and, you know, maybe laugh about one or two topics and actually turn it into something where, you know, it creates a result for somebody, you know? Like, I was thinking about what you're saying about that kid you met the other day.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, how do we get action in that, you know? Maybe get him to a podcast or maybe do a session with him.
I was saying, yo, like, kids like that definitely need mentorship. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can already tell you that brother is going to be something in life. You know? He's 18, he just left, what's the school in Springs? Terravelo? High school. He works at Lowe's. But the kid, like, I was talking to him, I was like, yo, I actually asked him, I was like, brother, how old are you? He's like 18. I was like, yo, bro, you're going to be something in this world, you know what I'm saying? And all he needs to give him that push is just
the right people
around him, you know what I'm saying? And we need that for, I hate to say it, but for the black kids, bro, because they don't have it. You know what I'm saying? What they see is what BET, music, you know, the music, the rap, we can be successful other than being rappers, other than being sports people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We can be successful. And I think it's great to have that support system, going back to what we were saying in regards to like taking a step back and looking to what we've achieved. If you even look on what we've achieved here, I mean, look on the production setup tonight. You know what I'm saying?
To be appreciative of this.
Yeah, it's just like even the small things that we're doing here it's pretty dope, you know what I'm saying? We don't have 100 subscribers yet, but I'm sure we'll get 100 subscribers soon. In due time. But you know, it's a work in progress, and it's a thing to be grateful for. And I'm as I said, I'm always grateful for the support system I have. I have an amazing wife. I have great friends. All across the world, I have great friends, you know, that have supported me throughout my life, and I'm just grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's just making sure in terms of like trying to continuously improve. At the same time, you have to enjoy the life that you have, because the life is short, right? And you have to take care of your health. That's the next topic we're going to go into. We have to take care of your health as well. Without the health, it don't matter how much you're improving on, eventually something going to happen.
That's what I'm saying? I want to talk to you about that, right? Like, we spoke about accomplishments and getting to certain places and things, right? But like, what about adversity, right? I said something about someone being sick and wasn't able to feel like they fulfilled their life because they were constantly just hustling and bustling and working and things, right? So we're talking about enjoying life where we are today. Instead of looking to the future constantly, right? So how do you guys feel about adversity? Because there's so many things. Sometimes you do life perfect. You do everything right. You eat good, right? You choose the right woman. And then you end up getting sick, or you have issues with your marriage.
That's what I was going to talk about. So we're here talking about health, and we have to take care of health. Boom. There's my neighbor, her husband passed away. That guy was a health advocate. Goes to the gym, you know, fit. That brother just he was a manager of Costco. He went to work and he just had a heart attack and died. Right? So sometimes it's not even about, you know, staying fit, eating all the right things. It doesn't matter. On the healthy side and on the unhealthy side, shit happens.
Yeah.
Right? And all goes back to, try to strike a balance in everything that you're doing, right? You can be healthy, but if you love something, do it, right? You can be ambitious, but sometimes take your foot off the pedal and appreciate.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a balance with everything that,
Yeah.
with every single thing. And we just need to strike that balance. And as friends too, what I think we need to do, what I think we don't do enough of, is telling our friends that we're proud of them. Like, Kim on, I'm proud of you. I love your dog. You see me, Sean, I'm proud of you. I love your dog. Continue doing what you're doing, but make sure say you're good. Make sure say, you enjoy yourself. Make sure say you're happy.
Yep.
Zine,
That's true.
you alone can make yourself happy. Nobody else. You are in charge of your own happiness.
True.
Zine, and we feel like we need to place more emphasis on those things and striking that balance.
Enjoy your life in the moment is what Anna said, right?
Well, what I'd also add to that though is like what we put out there for our community and like how we support each other. We could also play a bigger game there, Like at the end of the day, right? Like if I really wanted to be the best friend I could be for Reese, then I could hold Reese accountable or be an accountability partner around, well, what does he have to complete in the next 5 years to have his plan taken care of so he doesn't fail at his financial goals with the insurance, right? Like if we really want to be who we say we are for people, then we just really start doing that, and we got to listen to each other a little bit more. It may also mean being a little bit more vulnerable, sharing a little bit more that's a little bit closer to home,
Right.
and things that you probably been trying to take on by yourself, and you put it out there and get the team to help, right?
That's big, yeah. No, that's big.
Yeah, because the two things I've discovered in my whole journey with moving to Miami through Joey's was anything's possible. You can win at anything you want in life, whenever you want, as long as you have time and effort. Because at the end of the day, like all of us have the capabilities to be the master of our future. It's just how do we use each other's talents, Like, think of the different talents we have in this room right now that we made this happen. And a year ago, this was just a conversation.
Yeah. No,
Right?
For real.
Years ago, actually.
Yeah.
I see that this kept growing and growing.
Right? So if we really think about the level of intelligence that's in this room, like the conversations I've heard Stu drive or Pan, what you talk about with the industry back home, or KB, what you know about in your field, like we all have expertise, right? We could all lead a forum in something.
Not to be a Debbie Downer, but I want to kind of spice this up a little bit. You know what I mean? Let's spice this up a little bit, man, because we always talk about the positives and we try to motivate people and things, right? To do the right thing or whatever. But let's talk about what happens when life happens, because sometimes things happen unexpected. If one of your brethren them gets sick or gets into an accident and can't work the way we used to work and struggling now, are you guys as friends going to chip in to help? This is an awkward question, but are you guys going to jump in? How you guys feel about that camaraderie?
That's
awkward. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, obviously, when I came back from England, saw the message. I don't like to go to hospitals, right? I hate going to hospitals. It reminds me of too much negativity back in my past, right? And when I went to see my brethren in the hospital, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know how he was gonna look. You know what I'm saying? He could have looked like he could have had tubes running out of him, and I'm not sure if I was ready to see that. I ain't gonna lie. I think I'd have broke down if I saw that. Because I'm not ready to see a man that I grew up with for so long in that state. You know what I'm saying? So you asked the question of what would happen if one of your brethren was sick. I mean, like my brethren are like my brothers, so I would look after them. I'll make sure they're good. You know what I'm saying?
Even last night when I was talking about, so my aunt that passed away at 50 years old, I'm 38 years old, so I'm not far from 50, right? That was like, is my aunt, but is like my sister, right? And when I got word that my aunt was sick and deteriorating, it hit me, but at least she was still alive. You see, the day when she passed, youth, is like my heart left from my body. As like I felt, I like even some of my closest brethren, like Craig them, I posted my aunt for like weeks, every single day down, because I literally couldn't stop thinking about her. And then I just have to backtrack and think, yo, life is so precious. And we just need to know, say, yo, life is the most important. All the emphasis that we place on so many things, adversity, this is when you have to check yourself and know that life is the most, fuck everything else, dog. Life, that's it. That's all you need. You need a place to sleep, you need your life, you need your health, and that's it. Everything else is a bonus, dog. I can look at you today, KB, as my brother, and you sit down here and me and you can talk. That is a great deal for me. Sean, so we can look on you today and talk, and we can talk for years to come. That is the main and most important thing. Everything else, additional.
True. I think that's his. I don't have anything more to say. I think that's a wrap. I don't know. That's yeah. That's it.
Balance.
Balance.
And align.
Anyway, whoa, whew, that one was emotional. Like and subscribe to the channel. There's more content hitting. Jeez. Yeah. Bad piece of episode. Anyway, big up. Boys Brunch. We're out.
Love.
Love alone.